Well, I got the Chase Ink. Was it the Unlimited Ink? 75K. Um, it was a very quick process.
So, Derek, you were here. One of my favorite clients for sure. Man, looks like you got some funding. So let's talk about it, man. First of all, yeah, I already said your name was Derek. Could you just tell kind of anyone that will be watching this video, could you just tell them like what you do as far as your business?
All right. Well, you mentioned Derek is my name, Derek Jameson to be exact. I actually just started, in the business for myself here a couple months ago, and connected here with Colin about a month ago. But I actually have a few businesses that I've started. I'm real estate, that's my main focus, but I'm also going to be looking at car wash and a laundromat as well. But my main focus is real estate right now.
Perfect, perfect. Okay. So you mentioned that we connected. How long ago has it been? It hasn't been too long, right? Definitely hasn't been like I don't even think 2 months yet. Probably like
No, I think it's been about a month, almost exact. Yeah, about a month now.
about a
About three and a half, 4 weeks. Yeah.
okay, cool. So three and a half, 4 weeks around that time. And let's just get straight to it because I want to talk about it. I always love to see it. Could you tell the people what you a recent approval that you just saw come through?
Well, I got the Chase Ink. Was it the Unlimited Ink? 75K. Um, it was a very quick process. I mean, we talked prior to this, and I had confidence in what you and your team is doing. So I never had any true concerns, but I will say I was surprised at how quickly the approval took place. We're talking, I applied, in one day, the very next day, I was approved and, everything was already showing on my account. So, whatever the relationships are that you guys have with these relationship managers or relations managers is definitely paying off.
Oh yeah, nice. So yeah, fire. You put in an application for 75K one day and the next day, boom, approved. That's super dope. And then the whole process, like, which it is a process. I mean, we could kind of talk about that too. Like, you did say you had confidence in the team and everything, but how would you say the process has been so far? It hasn't been too long, like I said, like 3 to 4 weeks. But how would you say the process with working with us has been smooth, rugged? I mean, what you think?
Well, it's been smooth, no doubt about it. And, I have to be honest. I mean, there was some trepidation at first, right?
Right.
In terms of having to talk to a relationship manager with a bank, I was, those are things that I was definitely not looking forward to. But, as we communicated and I worked with you and Sam, and you guys
Uh-huh.
provided all of the information that was needed. So I felt, by the time we got to that stage and I had to actually have that conversation, I felt very comfortable because of the conversations that we had prior to that, right? So what you guys provided, you talk about the process. It is a process, but what you provided made that process very simple, very simple.
I appreciate that, man. And that's why we try to prepare before because to me, since I've spoken to I don't know how many bankers and banks and things like that, I know I'm comfortable doing it, but for someone that's not as comfortable, I completely get. I mean, why would you be? I mean, who does that? The only when you're looking for funny do you even talk to these guys. So, I completely get it, and that's why we try to prepare. I mean, did you feel like we at least prepared you for the call that you had somewhat? I mean, at least a little bit. Do you feel like we prepared you?
More than a little bit. Like I said before, I was completely prepared. Like I said, the trepidation was as soon as I heard that, okay, you're going to have this conversation. Okay, geez, okay, that's definitely not what I signed up for, right?
Yeah.
But you made that clear in the beginning, right? But I was hoping to not have to kind of go through that. But like I said, because of the information that you guys provided, the constant communication, the answers to the questions that I had, by the time that appointment came, I was ready. I was confident and ready to get it over with. And truth be told, the initial appointment that was scheduled for my relationship manager, she was a no show.
Oh yeah, I
You
remember that.
know,
Yeah, yeah, that's right. Yeah,
she
yeah.
she was actually a no show, so I was a little nervous, but I was actually to the point where I was bothered because I wanted to get it over with. I was ready for that conversation. I felt like I was armed, I was equipped and ready to have the conversation, and it didn't take place, right? Where, like I said, initially I wasn't even looking forward to that conversation, but I was disappointed that she did a no show because I was ready to have the conversation based on what you guys provided for me.
For sure. Yeah, well, it's crazy. Like when it happened too, I was like, man, if we sit in 20 people, 20 clients, that might happen once. Because she gets very busy too, and I think we keeping her busy. But um, you know, things do happen. We don't want to make any excuses or anything like that. I did think it was unfortunate, but she did get back to you and everything. You did hop on, and we made it happen, and still very quick approval. And hey, it might work your favor. Everybody been like, oh, we had just some connection problems. It's all good. We just edit it right in together. But yeah, I would just say, hey, it probably worked in your favor too. But it's all good, man.
Yeah, yeah, and I wanted to call out that although there was that 1 day delay, that was nothing on your end. You can't control what this relationship manager's schedule looks like, and things happen, right? But what I do want to call out is as I was sitting waiting for her to call, and after about 5 minutes, I didn't get the call. I reached out, and you guys within minutes responded right away. And you reached out to the relationship manager. So just the communication has been great. Like I said, to your point, you can't always control everything, but what you can do is control how you react to it. And the communication and the reactions have been great so far.
Perfect, man. Yeah, we try to stay on top of it because I know what it's like. So if I can let you know real quick, I'm gonna let you know. Amir saying we definitely gonna get to you as soon as possible, and we take it very seriously. And that's how we get back to you guys because we know it well enough. We've done it very, we know it very well, and we've done it a lot of times. So that makes us to where a lot of the questions we can just boom get to it quickly. We already know the answer. It's a lot harder to answer a question that you don't know. So especially with time, so we're able to boom boom because we know the answers a lot of times. We've done it before. So um, I'm glad you appreciate that, man. So I guess I would ask this: what would you say to someone that's on the fence with working with me?
I talk to a lot of people, right? I talk to a lot of individuals, a lot of businesses, if you will, that were offering the same thing that you're offering. And I can tell you the difference that sold me, if you will, and I use that word sold intentionally, and I'm going to get to that,
Okay.
was because when I spoke to you, you were not a salesman. You were as a matter of fact person. You talked about specifics. You talked about what was important, what was relevant, versus trying to sell me on why you believed I needed to move forward with what I'm doing with my business, right? That to me is a turnoff. And for some people, they need that type of conversation, right? I don't. I've been on the other end of that conversation. But nonetheless, the main thing I would tell anybody is, don't allow anybody to tell you what you need to do with your business. But if you are on the fence, talk to someone like Colin who can provide you with the information that you need to make the right decision, not to try to steer you toward a decision. So that's
Mm,
what I would offer to anybody out there. If you're on the fence, talk to someone like Colin who will not try to sell you, but who will simply tell you the facts, the information, give you the details that you need to make your own informed decision. And then if you decide to move forward with Colin, then obviously that's the direction to go. But that's what I would offer to anybody that's on the fence at this point.
I really respect that because that's literally what I try to do. It's like about it's about getting the information so that you know what to do or you can make the choice yourself versus yeah, just someone telling you exactly what to do. And that's why I structure it that way where like on that call, we're going over specifically like which banks we plan on going to, how much we can expect out of them, so on and so forth. Then I'm like, hey, does this look good to you versus I UDB because I'm gonna do blah blah, like you just said. So that is very intentional, just to let you know. It's intentional and I'm glad. Brother like you that's astute, like you're gonna pick up on things like that. So I appreciate it for sure. And speaking of that, I just want to shout you out too. I mean, just a great person overall. Like running this business is, running a business itself is already hard enough, but everything around it is difficult, of course. But when I have clients like you, it just makes everything so much better and smoother because you're just a good person, a good man, a family man. So um that's
Thank you.
it. We relate to each other in that way. I resonate with you because of that. And that's why I think you're here. And I'm glad that you are for sure. I just want to tell you that. But great stuff, man. Here's a good thing. Like we ain't finished. So hey, we're just having this conversation. I wanted to jump on and talk about that, but because we were already, already wanted to just talk about the next steps moving forward. So I was like, you know what, let's talk about what you've done so far. But yeah, we ain't finished. So just to let y'all know, the 75K, we going up from there. So any last words or anything you want to tell the people where to find you at or anything else?
Well, no, I think at this point out here in California, I don't think there's much that I can do business wise with anybody yet. But we're working on a few things there. But I will leave you guys with this, I guess. I'm no wiser than anyone out there, but I've been around and I've been in the workforce for a long time, and I can tell you I've worked with a lot of people. I've been on both sides of the fence, and I can say that Colin is one of the best people that I've worked with from a professional perspective. He mentioned the personal side and all those things too, right? Those usually come after the professional relationship is developed. But I can tell you, you don't get to the personal side unless there's a good professional relationship. And I
Right.
can tell you that Colin exudes all of those things that you look for in a partner. So if you're on the fence, once again, you want to work with Colin.
I appreciate that, man. Feeling is definitely mutual, 100% genuine when I say that. And I appreciate you. Let's get it.